I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
We're back again, and this time we are covering the men's draw preview. There's only one WTA tournament going on this week, but there are three on the men's side. We're going to be going through Rotterdam, Buenos Aires, and Delray Beach. And we have one special man who returns to the tennis tour from injury. Carlitos is back. That's right. And he's coming back on the clay courts. Maybe that's just his preference, not sure. Obviously, there's a lot of hard court tournaments going on at the moment, but he's opting to go over, play in South America. I'm excited to see how he gets on. He will probably be a hot favourite for that tournament. But Rotterdam is the big one that more people are talking about. We got Tsitsipas in that one. He'll be heading up the seeds in that tournament. I believe he was the finalist there last year as well. So exciting, mate. Are you excited for these three? You can talk about Sinner now if you want.
No, I've spoke about Sinner. Rotterdam's another one of the events which means something to us on Game to Love. I think Doha, you could say the same. Delray Beach, certainly as well. They're very important events, I feel, for Game to Love, because I've got a lot of memories of us talking about them when we first started the podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, Delray Beach more than most, surprisingly. It's one that really sticks in my memory and my mind quite strongly. Yeah, Yoshi time. But what I wanted to actually speak about is not Yannick Sinner to start this one. It is something else, what we've not spoke about yet, and that is Wu Yibing, the 23-year-old. I've been raving about Wu for some time, and I want to just speak about it because he beat John Isner today. Isner served 44 aces, and he beat him for the Dallas Trophy. He saved 4 match points, and he is now a record breaker because he is the first ever Chinese player to win an ATP title.
It's amazing. Well played to him. I mean, look at that scoreline as well. To do that against John Isner, 3 tie breaks, and did he save 4 championship points as well in this one? I think that there was a few championship points saved, and he still went on to
4 match points.
There you go. So yeah, and to still go through and beat him. And John Isner was at home as well. He was there in front of the American faithful, but no, it wouldn't stop Yibing Wu. It's amazing. This return from sort of injury, and he sort of had his career halted and wasn't sure how he was going to finally get back on the tour and if he was ever going to come back to the top level again. Well, he's proved everybody that he's going to. He got to the, 3rd or 4th round, a Grand Slam already, losing to Medvedev, and now winning his first ATP Tour title. I'm so excited for him. Obviously, we've got Kim Win Zheng on the women's side. We've now got Yibing Wu on the men's side. Chinese tennis looking very, very good. I'd be excited. And what a big market over there in China for tennis as well. They're going to be superstars, I think, these two.
Yeah, David said he was funny on his title-winning interview. I've not watched it, so I'll go check it out after this podcast. Nice. But it seems like a good character, good guy, 23 years old. And like you said, future of tennis. He's doing some good things. Returning them bombs of serves from Isner is not easy. And I was reading online, I didn't see it, but on match point, he returned a brilliant return to get it back into play. And that's how he ended up winning the match. So fair play to him.
Very,
fully
very
deserved.
Well.
Not easy to do that against Isner.
No, most definitely not. Well played. And obviously he's into the top 100.
Yep.
That's another achievement for him. I'm excited to see where the rest of the season takes him. It couldn't have started much better, could it?
No, top 50 for sure by the end of the year. Could be knocking on the door, top 20. That's how good he is.
Right, yeah. And that's one of the tournaments. That was obviously in Dallas. We had another tournament and somebody else who sort of came from the depths, it seems. We were just speaking about how he'd barely won a match. If we go back to his form, let's have a look. Sebastian Baez. So let's have a look down some of this form. This is how form can change in tennis. Look how many matches he lost in a row. Oh my word! I mean,
he's been shocking for a best part of a year.
Yeah,
he's not been able to get sets, let alone wins. He's just not been very good at all. All of a sudden, went into Cordoba in Argentina, and he won the whole thing. Beat some good players along the way as well. Darderi's a top player. Delian and Correa.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty insane actually.
Very good clay court players there.
Yeah.
Some people probably look at that and think, I don't recognise some of those names. Let us tell you, they are top clay quarters, those ones that he has beaten. And Correa came into that in amazing form.
Yeah, Correa's in great form. He beat Cerundolo as well. And he won an event before. So it was a tough victory for him, but he managed to do it. And now he's going to re-enter the top 40, and that's his second title. He's first in his home soil of Argentina.
Brilliant. Happy for him, because I thought he could start falling down. Well, I was really worried that ranking was just going to tumble, but he's saving himself just at the brink of despair.
He literally lost 17 of his 18 matches between July and this week.
I mean, it's just a horrendous form. Not seen form like that in quite some time. I mean, I remember when we started the pod as well, and we spoke about the players who they go on a run of maybe like 8 to 10 losses in a row, and then we said, yeah, what keeps these players going? Like, I mean, once you've lost that many and you barely won a set, do you start thinking about giving up, or is there any thoughts that go through your head? Well, clearly for him, no. And the start of the new year, you got a new guy, and well played. He's back on the winning trail again, and not just winning matches, winning a tournament. What better way to start? So, and now we can talk about your guy. Here he is, Jannik Sinner. He's winning an event. Do you know anything about this one?
Well, I've already spoke about Jannik Sinner. If you want to hear what I had to say about him, go watch the WTA draw preview we did about an hour ago. And I said my piece on Sinner. He, I think, is ready to make some big steps. You could say his draw has been ridiculous, really, to win this event. He didn't have to play anyone of note, really. No. But one thing I would say is Cressy, you can't disrespect, because if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see who Cressy beat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rather ridiculous, to be honest. He beat Rune, Coric, and Rusevori. So tough. 3 really good players, Cressy. And he is serious on his day. So that was a tough win for Sinner in the final. But Sinner, who's he played? No offense, Fucsovic didn't have to play. It was a walkover. So then he played Sonego, Fields, and then Cressy, which was to win the whole thing. So it's ridiculous. But what I want to say is, despite that, I still believe the way Jannik Sinner was playing in some of their matches, against Fields, I saw some of it, and against Cressy, he hits the ball so clean. There's not many better technicians and players who can hit the ball as hard as Jannik Sinner. It just looks so effortless. And he, on his day, goes toe-to-toe with some of the best players in the world. And I didn't get the chance to read a quote out what he said, but he said, I lost to Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Tsitsipas in 5 sets. So it proves the level is there, right? I lack some experience, but I feel I'm getting closer to the best. That's what's important. And little by little, I'm going to try and catch up with them, because I feel I'm not far away. He feels confident in his ability. He's certainly not far away. He goes 5 sets with the very best players in the world. So it just goes to show there's some little bit of fine tuning he needs to do to get to that next level physically. Ability-wise, you could argue he can be one of the best players in the world. He can regularly beat Carlos Alcaraz, and no one else can do that. I think he's got a great character. He's extremely calm. We got to meet him, didn't we, in London? And he was speaking so many different languages. He's very intelligent, young player. He's someone who comes from my hometown in Italy, and I'm going to be supporting him every step of the way. Forza Jannik.
Likeable chap. That's what you got to say about him. Just because he's a bit quiet, he does his talking on the tennis court. We see that from Jannik Sinner. I think he's very, very exciting, and he's only 21 years old. So we put a lot of pressure on him because he's been around for a few years already. But you've got to remember that 2 years ago he won 4 tournaments in a year. Like last year, he only won 1. this year, I said I think he's going to have more of the year of 2 years ago. I think we may see like 4 tournament wins, maybe more. Who knows? Maybe bigger tournament wins will come this year. Maybe a Masters, maybe bigger, maybe a Slam. I don't know. But I still think this could be a big year for Jannik Sinner. I'm excited. Well, let's just see how he gets on. I think he did really well in that match against Arthur Fee, though. I think you're right. And he showed some composure, which we've seen him fall apart on those indoor hard courts sometimes
he played some
before.
good tennis in that match.
He saved 2 set points on his serve at the end of that first set. And that was pivotal in him taking that first set. And then he just sort of dominated the second set. So,
Charlie said he's got Killer Cahill as his coach now too. Makes him even more dangerous.
Better.
King of just saying to us for AC Milan or Inter Milan. Inter Milan every day of the week.
Internazionale.
Yeah. And it's not quite Milan, north of Milan. But anyway, let's move on to the draw preview. We'll start with Rotterdam, like Ben said. And let's start with the qualifiers. We've got Aslan Karatsev beating Rodionov in qualifying, so he's got through. Mikkel Wiemer beating Safulin. Barrère beating Hales. And Lestienne beating Basaksehir. And the one I want to highlight is not Aslan Karatsev, it's actually Constant Lestienne. He's the guy who took a set off Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open this year. He is a top player. Did he not?
Enzo Quacco.
Oh, sorry, not him. He didn't take it. Another Frenchman who's on the channel. He's very similar, Quaccard and Lestienne. They're 2 players I like a lot. But Lestienne, no, what I was going to say, sorry. So maybe that's incorrect what I said. But Lestienne has played some really good tennis at the start of the year, notably against Laszlo Djere. Do you remember that match against Laszlo Djere in Auckland? There was a really good shot. So there's a good drop shot he was able to produce. I recommend watching the highlights of that match. He is a good player, Lestienne, and one to watch. I think he's the best qualifier there.
Well, he beat Basaksehir in his final qualifying round.
Yeah, but
that's not
that means much.
That's still not an easy player to beat. Basaksehir has a lot of power. So watch out for Lestienne, though. He's the number 1 seed in qualifying coming through, and he didn't drop a set in either of his matches. Karatsev.
He was so good against Laszlo Djere in Auckland.
I'm not sure who Karatsev had to play in his first round match. It was a qualifier, I think, like 1,000 or something in the world, but not sure where that came from. And we got
as a wild card.
Yeah, wild card entry into that one. And we got Barrère, another one that you like sending packing early in these draw previews. Knocking out Content Alice.
Let's hope they've been put into the draw, and I'm just checking, and they have. So that's good. So let's start with the number 1 seed of Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's back.
Oh, yeah.
And the number 2 seed is Andrei Rublev.
And there you can see last year Tsitsipas was in the final, but did lose to Felix Auger-Aliassime. I think that's all we need to really look at on this one. You can see there's a few big names there. Big Rog, there he is, back in 2018, won his last one. Gael Monfils. Other than that, Andy Murray back there. But yeah, that's enough for now.
Well, I think it's important to look at Felix, who does all right here, and Rublev.
Yep. Right. I remember this was in the Rublev collection of ATP 500 events when he was having that storming run and winning ATP 500s. So then we had, was it Rublev's in the Zone after this tournament song, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so Tsitsipas, the number 1 seed, he's playing Emil Ruusuvuori. Tsitsipas going to beat him, surely. I think he is. Anyway.
Yep, me too. I'm going to go Sinner to beat Bonzi.
Same here.
I'm going to have Stan beating Bublik.
I'm not. I'm going to go Bublik to knock out
Well,
Stan.
did you see Bublik smashing his rackets the other day?
Oh, I know. That was terrible. 3 of them, wasn't it, as well? Yeah. Smashed all. Like, we went over to the side.
You know that's one of them videos what made it onto, like, normal Twitter. Like, non-tennis fan Twitter.
Wow.
Like, there was just random people who I know retweeting it and sharing it who don't watch tennis. It got a lot of traction because I think people were just surprised that a player would do that. He needs to try and contain himself a little bit more. I think it's a bit... I think he was attention seeking, if I'm honest.
I always wonder that, and this is an interesting thing to put to you. Like when you've smashed the first one in like anger, like when you walk over to the bag, how do you maintain that same level of
I don't think
anger
you do. I don't think you do. I think he's attention seeking.
This is it. So this is what I mean. Like it seems strange that you would still maintain it 30.
Yeah, I don't buy into it. I mean, I really don't. I think to smash 2 in succession like that, it's just attention seeking.
Do you reckon they're all just strung the same way, and he was just having a really bad game
it's attention seeking, Ben.
Okay,
it's my opinion of it.
JG has spoken. It is attention seeking from Sasha.
Well, that's how I see it. But
let's
everyone else is entitled to their opinion.
I hope he's got some rackets left, or his stringers agreed to keep stringing. Otherwise, he definitely won't win. Gasquet, Buster. I'm gonna have Buster.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that's a shame. That's the end. Got Alcaraz.
That's a terrible first round draw. Could he beat him though?
No, not for me. I'm gonna have Holgaruna. I'll go Huesler to beat Brouwer. I'll go.
Oh, that match again. Are we gonna get Holgaruna versus Mac Huesler again? That's mad. That's the they played. I think it was last week. They played in the final last year. So this is gonna be like the trilogy between the.
Who won?
These ones. Well, Runa beat him in this latest one, straight sets. So it's getting better.
I'm gonna go
Talon.
No, I'm gonna go Yima to beat Griekspoor.
I'm going
I'll
Talon.
go Zverev's back. I'm gonna have him beating Kwon soon. Medvedev as a 6th seed. It's crazy. Yeah. Zverev and Medvedev 6 and 8.
That's a crazy. The big
servers. There.
I'm not sure if Zverev's going to be here though, to be honest. But
I don't even know what I'm going to do here. But I'm going to have Van der Zandschulp beating Chorich.
Yeah, I think the serve is going to play a real big factor in this tournament.
I'll go Goffin to beat Barrett, Felix to beat Sonego, Hurkacz to lose to a Goot.
Nah, come on.
A Goot's like a bit of my love son. I don't know what to say.
Loves an RBA.
He's like a love child of mine.
I'm waiting for those to like go hand in hand for when he has one of his good tournaments and you to just put him really far. They haven't.
I love a Goot.
Gelled so far.
There's something special about him. I'm gonna go Karatsev, Dimitrov.
I'm going Karatsev.
I'll go Karatsev.
Go on, Aslan.
I'm gonna have Krejci beating Van Rijthoven, and then.
I'm going to go Van Rijthoven here just because I think Krejci may just be a bit knackered after last week.
Tired. I'm going to go Alex de Minaur knocking out Rublev.
Disrespect. But it could happen, but I don't think it's going to. Rublev's power upon power. We saw what happened when Djokovic bullied de Minaur around the court. I feel that Rublev will be able to do similar.
Sinner?
Similar.
Okay. Talking to Sinner, I'm going to have him beating Tsitsipas at the top. Number 1 seed out, number 2 seed out early doors on JG's bracket this year.
He's going mad on these brackets. He's come back fresh from Italy. He's just got this wave coming over him.
Told you about Sinner, Ben.
Firing them out left, right and centre.
Come on, put Steph through.
No, I'm not going to put him through. I'm going to do the same as you. He lost in the final to Felix last year. I think that there's going to be a little mental block at this tournament for him.
I'll have Booster beating Wawrinka.
I'm going to have Bublik. I'm really going big on. If he's got any rackets left by the 3rd round.
I hope he doesn't. I actually want Bublik to lose every match now.
Come on.
I won't be supporting him.
Such a cheery guy, though.
I find him a bit of a attention seeker.
So I still can't get over that. Remember when it was, what was it, the UTS thing? And then they came over and asked him about his tattoo and he just went really like moody.
Do you think that's appropriate? I don't know. He just lost his head.
I was like, what? All the presenters were like, oh, what do we do now? He's not playing along with this fun game that we're doing. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to have Holgaruna to beat.
It's not like we've got another 2 brackets to do today, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, I've not got work in the morning. Right. We've got Zverev to beat Talon Greeks for.
You going to the office tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going in there. Yeah, I'm going to get in early. Might go in after this. I'm not even going to go to bed.
I've got Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to start for that. Do a watch along.
Right, I'm going to go Zverev to beat Yima. I'm going to go Medvedev to beat Van der Zandslup. I'll go Felix to beat Goffin.
Yeah.
Agut to beat Karatsev. And Krezi to beat Alex de Minaur.
Nah.
Krezi. Very different look.
What's with Krezi? He loves Krezi. So
I've got Krezi Agut next match.
You're going to have Agut in the final. I can see it already.
Right, quarterfinals. I'm going to have Sinner beating Booster.
Sinner to beat Bublik.
I'm going to go Rune to beat Zverev.
Definitely. I'm not having Zverev. I was considering putting him out first round, but I thought the serve might fire enough.
I'm going to have Felix to beat Medvedev.
Ooh, it's a toughie. We've got the reigning champ. I'm going to go Medvedev to knock out Felix here.
And then I'm going to have...
I don't have confidence now. I'm going to have Rublev to knock out her catch at the bottom.
I'm going to go Agut. Go on. To knock out Krezi. He goes Agut.
I'm sorry. I'm joking on my beer.
He's a good player.
Right. To the top.
Semi-time.
Oh,
We both got Sinner Rune. At the bottom, I've got Felix Agut. I'm going to go Yannick Sinner into the final to beat Rune.
definitely possible. I'm going to go Holger Rune, I think.
Okay. And at the bottom, I'm going to have Felix beating Agut.
Not this matchup. Medvedev versus Rublev. I hate this matchup. I'm going to go Rublev.
Okay, so you've gone for the 4-2 final. I've gone for the Sinner Felix final. Different looks. I think either of them are quite good ones and possible. With mine, I think I'm gonna have. I don't actually know between Felix and Sinner. I just don't know about that match. Have they ever played before?
I can have a look quickly.
I feel like if they have, Sinner's beaten him.
Let me just bring that up. It is, Felix has beaten him 2-0.
No, I didn't say that. I said Sinner's beaten him.
Okay, so Sinner hasn't beaten him before.
Okay,
they played twice last year.
I'm going to have Felix to win the whole thing then.
Reigning champ holds his crown then.
Yep.
That's what you're saying. Well, I'm going to go with Andrei Rublev winning the whole thing.
Okay.
Tougher.
I'm going out first round. Rublev. You're going to win the whole thing.
Well, someone's going to do all right. Someone's going to fail.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's not me that fails. I don't know.
In terms of dark horse for Rotterdam, mine's going to be Batista or Agut.
It's not Cressy.
No, I've got Agut's in the semis. I guess yours is Cressy.
Mine's going to be Yannick Sinner.
Is that right?
I don't know. Surely not. Is he not a seed? He doesn't seem to have a seed next to his name, so I guess it must be right.
I don't know about that. You must be a seed.
Well, I just won't have one then. I have Karatsev. There you go. He's my dark horse. Might make a run.
Fair enough. Right. Well, that sums it up. That is our ABN AMRO, or as some call it, Rotterdam.
Yeah. Right.
Let's see how we get on. So I've gone Felix. You've gone for who? Just remind me.
Rublev.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right. Next up, we're going to go to Delray Beach. Is that right?
No, we're going to go to. Well, do you want to do a clay sandwich? We can do a clay sandwich where we can get it's Alcaraz's return.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the clay sandwich then. The Carlos Alcaraz return. Next up, we're going to Buenos Aires, and it is the Diego Schwartzman Open.
That is correct. Right.
He's never won it. He's never won his Open.
Yeah, he's won it in 2021. There he is. Right. So there's the man.
Ferrer Open. Looking at this.
Yeah, he loves it. It was the Spanish Open for quite some time there. Tommy Robredo. Look at that for a name. Back in 2009.
Dominic Thiem won in 2016 and 2018. Rude's won it recently. Schwartzman's been there and about. It's a few finals for Diego. Should be a good one, this one. All the clay quarters are in. We've got Cam Norrie as the second seed as well.
Whoa.
In terms of qualifiers, let's have a little look because we have qualifications. We have Ugo Cannabelli, Lajovic, Varillas, and Hanfmann. And I think the one to watch is Varillas.
Definitely.
I think he's dangerous. He's only 98 in the world, but he's just better than that. I'm sorry. On the clay, he's not 98.
Del Bonis as well. And Taranto.
I think Varillas is like a 20 in the world when he's on the clay. This is dangerous.
I failed in my last bracket. I put him to the final and it just didn't work. Now he's going to probably... I know. I just went a bit mad on him.
We both really like him, don't we?
I like his style of play. The Peruvian magician on the court. He just grinds. He loves that clay court play.
Quickly, we've got a comment in from Georgios here saying, what happened, Ben, with Tsitsipas? Last time you were laughing, had him lose by somebody unknown, and then you were 100% sure he's going to lose by Sinner. You don't like him, but next time, more respect. Why don't you respect Tsitsipas a little bit more, Ben?
I do respect Tsitsipas. Just I see that there is some mental blocks he has to overcome, similar to maybe like a Yannick Sinner. But I feel like indoor hardcourt.
Just for the record, George, I put Tsitsipas in the final of the Australian Open. Yes, I believed in him.
You did believe in him,
but yeah, hopefully Ben can up his game with that. But let's get into this one. This is the Diego Schwartzman Open, which he's only won once. And we've spoke about the qualifiers. I think we need to watch out for Varillas. Let's see where he is in the bracket. We've got Alcaraz right at the top with a bye. And next matches we've got is Fabio Fognini, Laszlo Djere.
Ooh. So let's go to the bracket. Here it is. I'm going to be going. Let's get through this one. I'm going to go Djere to knock out Fognini.
I'm going to go Fognini.
Oh God.
I'm going to go Cannabelli. I'm going to go Lajovic. I think Baez has just already done enough. I think he's going to be a little bit tired.
Yeah.
And he lost 17 out of 18 matches. He's just won an event. And I think he might even pull out of this next one. Schwartzman with a bye. I'll go Pedro Martinez to beat Zapata Morales.
Going back. I'm going Baez. It's in Argentina. Come on. Give the guy some hope. He's just won a tournament. Right. I'll go. Oh, no. It's a horrible match. I swear these two play all the time, Martinez and Zapata Morales.
Come on, Ben. I've done
Morales.
I've got Martinez, by the way. I'm going to go...
Manar.
I'm going to go Manar as well. I'll go Hanfmann to beat Cerundolo as a shock.
It's dirty. Stop that.
I'll go Team to beat Molchan. Varillas to beat Souza.
Yeah. I'm in on them.
Montero to beat Cashin.
Yeah, sadly. I backed Cashin in the last one. He failed miserably.
I'll go Musetti, Ramos, Vinolas.
Yeah.
Echeverry.
No, I'm going to go Delian.
Coria and Norrie.
Yep. Coria as well. And Diaz Acosta's good, though. Could cause a potential upset. Coria just been to a final.
I'll go Alcaraz to beat Fognini.
Yeah.
Caraballi to beat Lajovic.
I'm going to go Baez.
No chance. I'll go Schwartzman to beat Martinez. Hanfmann to beat Manar.
I'm going to have Zapata Morales knocking out Schwartzman.
That's cruel. I'm going to go Team Varillas. Wow. I'm going to go Team.
I'm going Cerundolo to knock out Manar. I'm going Varillas to knock out Team.
I'll go Musetti to beat Montero.
Yeah.
Ramos to beat Echeverry.
Sadly, yeah.
Ramos is so good.
I know. At this time of year, he loves it. He comes to life.
I'm going to go Coria to beat Norrie.
Nah, I'm going to go Norrie.
At the top, Alcaraz to beat Cannabelli. I'll go Schwartzman to beat Hanfmann.
Yeah, Alcaraz to beat. I hope he's fully fit, Alcaraz. Don't let me down, son.
I'll go Musetti to beat Team.
I was about to Morales, so an all-Spanish semi-final. I'm going to have Musetti to beat Varillas. And then, not this man, Ramos.
I've got Ramos Correa. I'm going to go Ramos to beat Correa,
Yeah. Sorry, Norrie.
This is a typical event you have Ramos winning, isn't it?
Normally it would have been. I had him going out early in the last event.
Hey, we've got John Silk in the chat. He's saying you're looking forward to seeing Team on the clay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Can't
it was
wait.
a tad disappointing, really, in the Australian Open, but wasn't easy drawing Rublev first round. So
awful draw.
We can let him off the hook there. Hopefully, we do see better in the coming months. And maybe clay is where he's going to find his form again. I'd like to see he could win this event if everything goes well for him.
Two-time champ.
I love a bit of Dommy team, and it'll be great if he can find his form and play some good tennis.
Keep your head up, Dommy. Keep your head up. And I don't like seeing him with his head down at the back of the court. Sad sight on a tennis court.
I'm definitely going Alcaraz to beat Schwartzman.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both want the same final here, to be honest. I'm going Musetti, Alcaraz final. Musetti to beat.
Yeah, I'm going for the same. I'm going Alcaraz, Musetti final too.
Nice. And there can only be one winner. I sort of had my eye set on it from the start. It's going to be Lorenzo Musetti to win the whole thing.
I knew you was going to tease me into that. I'm actually going Alcaraz, so I'm happy you did that.
Nice.
I thought Alcaraz was going to win. I think he's going to come back and win the whole thing. I saw him post on social media saying he's been working really hard in Argentina.
Not too hard, I hope.
Well, he's been working. I think what he meant by that is not just physically. Like, he's having to do a lot of press questions and all of the other bits as well. What comes with being a superstar. So he's just been very busy. That's what he meant. And listen, I think he's going to come back and win straight away, just to make the tour a little bit more exciting again. That's what we need.
Any dark horse for this one?
Yeah, I'll find one for you.
I'll go Varias.
Well, he's not going to be any good. I'm going to go one to watch, Dominic Thiem.
Hey.
Wild card. He's won this event before. He could actually win this event. I have a sneaky feeling Dominic Thiem could come back, shock a lot of people, and win this whole event.
I'd love to see it. I hope that does happen. I hope that this final doesn't happen, and then we get Dominic Thiem back on the winning run, and then ready for Roland Garros. I hope you clip
this when he does it. A nice bit of music, nice little text coming up. Dominic Thiem wins, going to win the whole thing.
Dominic Thiem wins 3 clay court events, goes into Roland Garros as second favourite. I don't know. Imagine.
Well, if he just smacked Alcaraz in the final and played really well, then he would be considered for Roland Garros, definitely.
I need to see positive, like, mental energy from him on court. I don't see that in his matches so far, but maybe that's a physical thing which is translating onto his face on court, because he just looks uncomfortable a lot of the time. But yeah, right, we got that one out the way. Make sure you've entered your brackets, TNNS app, and join the Game to Love League on there in the fantasy section. And we'll move on finally to the final part of the clay court sandwich, which is Delray Beach.
To clarify, this isn't a clay court event. When Ben says sandwich, he means it's been sandwiched in between 2 hardcore events.
That is correct. It's like a burger.
Yeah. Okay, so the qualifiers for this one is Eubanks, who beat Vukic. Borges beat Steve Johnson, which is quite a good result. Pekotic, I'm not sure, beat Sangren. And Wu Tung Lin beat Zhu.
Oh, it's the Croatian guy.
Yeah, the Croatian guy. Is that the one we saw in Croatia?
No, it's not that one.
No, we did see it. He was there.
Oh, he was there as well, was he? Oh, sorry.
I think he's a doubles player.
Yeah, I don't.
I know he's not a doubles player, but
he
was there. I don't
recognize his name so much. The other guy,
mate, he was definitely there.
Oh, I don't recognize his name.
I'm gonna see if I can find it on it.
What, see if you find his form and to go back to see if he was in Zagreb?
No, I want to find out if he was in Zagreb. Because I thought I saw him there.
Maybe he was just wandering around. I mean, could have been there. I don't think he was there. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking through. I can't see him there. Unless he's playing doubles there. He might have been playing doubles there. Check that. No, he hasn't played doubles since 2016.
No, interesting. I think it's someone with a similar name we're getting confused with.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know much about this one. Maybe we should, because he beat Sangren. That's a good result. But Borges, I think, is the qualifier to watch, all in all. Nuno Borges, 105 of the world, but he's going to be another one, I think, knocking on the door, top 50 soon. Really good. 6'2", 6'2". Nuno Borges is seriously good, and he can play on all the surfaces. He can play on multiple surfaces now, not just a clay court.
Yep. Someone Jose Morgado will be singing the praises of, that's for sure. Fellow Portuguese. And he is into the main draw proper. Let me bring up the little bracket. Just bear with me 2 ticks. And you can have a look at the previous winners while I do so.
Okay, so previous winners, we had Cam Norrie win last year. Hubie Hurkacz won the year before. Riley Opelka won the year before that. A lot of Americans have won this one over the years. I remember Radu Albot when he beat Pat Evans. That was funny. I always talk about it because then Jack Sock beat him in 2020. And I watched that match because I had a bet on it because Radu Albot hadn't won a match. No, Jack Sock hadn't won a match in about 10. Radu Albot won the event the year before, thought he was going to beat him, ended up losing. It was a terrible bet.
Oh, never mind.
Win some, you lose some.
You do indeed. Right, let's get on to this one. Taylor Fritz is our number 1 seed. There is obviously no Cam Norrie because he is now over on the clay courts where he's now just a master. As we know, he's turned himself into a clay court supremo. We've got Taylor Fritz, the number 1 seed, the big American, and he'll be playing either Tunneling Wu or Emilio Gomez in the second round. That one, I'm going to go Wu.
What happened to Fritz, though? He lost to Wu in the semi-final, didn't he? In Dallas.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm going to go... It's another Wu, yeah. I'm going to go Wu as well to beat Gomez. I'll go Manarino to beat Altmaier. Yep. JJ Wolf to beat Ivashka. Shapo with a bye, but I would love to pick bye if I could.
Bye-bye.
Because Shapo is another debate I'm not ready to have today. I'll go Michael Moe to beat Kovacic.
Kovacevic. I'm going to go Kovacevic on that one.
I'll go Mackenzie McDonald to beat Tara Daniel.
Yep.
Nishioka to beat Otte.
Yep.
Ben Shelton. Big up the Shelton.
8th
to beat Duron.
Seed as well. Look at him seeded these days. Yeah,
good,
I'm going to go with the
big
Shelts.
Server, the Shelton.
Go on the Shelts.
Sock knocking out Pekatic.
Yeah.
Steve Johnson just got in. Got Nuno Borges again.
Big Steve.
He's just lost 6'2", 6'2" to him. Surely not.
That is
a nightmare. I hate it when this happens. What mad thing is, Johnson could win this match now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm going to have him winning
a lot. I'm going Borges.
I'm going for it. I'm going for the upset. He's going to be fuming if he loses that, Borges.
That's ridiculous. Miomir Kecmanovic with a bye. Isner's going to beat Eubanks. Radu Albot, he's still going. What's he doing? Is he going to beat Verdasco? No, he's not.
No, I'm not. I liked Verdasco the other week. He was playing pretty well, so I'll go with him. Thompson. They played last week. Thompson beat him. So I'm going to go with Thompson again. Sorry, Dennis.
Yep, and I'll have Tommy Paul with a bye.
Yep.
Second seed, Tommy Paul now.
Wow, they're all
pretty cool that Tommy Paul and Fritz, good friends, both 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Draw.
Are they friends with Shelton as well?
Not sure. I think so. I think Shelton's a bit younger. So I'll have Fritz beating Wu, the other Wu. JJ Wolf beating Manarino.
Yeah.
I'd really want to pick Mo to beat Shapo, to be honest, but
I think I'm going to have Kovacevic beating him. I don't want to have him going.
I'm going to pick Shapo on this one.
Ruin my last bracket. I'm not allowing him to ruin another one.
I'm going Nishioka to beat McDonald.
I'll have Mackie.
I'll go Ben Shelton to beat Sock, the future.
Yeah, I think he definitely will beat Sock.
I'm going to go Nuno Borges to beat Kecmanovic. Here he comes.
Big Steve. Can he do it again? No, I'm going to go Kecmanovic to beat Big Steve.
I'll have Isner beating Verdasco.
Yeah.
Tommy Paul to beat Thompson.
Yeah.
Quarterfinal time.
To the top.
JJ Wolf Fritz. I'll have Fritz winning this one. Mate, this is such an annoying bracket already because I can see Shapovalov just lurking.
What? You're going to have him go? I want to check. Like Wolf and Fritz, they must have played each other before, right? No, they haven't. Okay. His big server comes out.
They're American. They've got to play.
They must have at some point. Come on. Like they must have met on some court at some point and played. I'll have Mackie beating Kovacevic. Shelton beating Kecmanovic.
I'm going to go Shapo to beat Nishioka.
Oh.
I'm going to go Ben Shelton Borges. What's going on with my bracket?
Paul to beat Isner.
I'll go Shelton to beat Borges and then Paul to beat Isner. Maybe not.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Isner could still do it. He's not getting any younger. I can't remember playing back-to-back tournaments. Fritz, McDonald. I think Fritz, to be fair.
Shapo Fritz. I'm going to go Shapo in the final.
I did this in the last event. It didn't turn out very well for me.
I just don't like Shapo.
I didn't win in the last event.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do it. I think he's just good. Shapo is good.
Of course he is.
Like, he can do it, but it's a big risk. I'm just taking a massive gamble. Doesn't make no sense what I'm doing because I've been slagging him off for a long time now. And I don't think he's probably going to win this one, but I'm going to have him in the final anyway.
I'll have Ben Shelton get into the final against Fritz.
I'll go Tommy Paul.
So you got Shapo Paul. And I've got Fritz Shelton.
I'll go Paul. Shelton. Paul winning the whole thing. I think Paul's going to win Delray Beach. It's going to be another American. We both agree on that. I don't think Fritz gets to the final. I really don't.
I mean,
Taylor, like Kathy says, I don't think Taylor does well as a top seed. I don't think he does either.
That's a good point, to be fair. I think this is going to be the first tournament.
How many times does Fritz just lose when you expect him to do well? He doesn't like being a big favourite, I don't think. He's just not very good when he is. Well,
this is why I think Ben Shelton's going to win his first ATP Tour title. Delray Beach is a good place to go win your first titles. I think there's been a lot. Didn't Korda win his first one there as well?
Potentially, yeah.
So I think it's a good. I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's a good place for people just to get on the board, like for just like a small event. So Shelton, I'll be well happy if he wins that.
Nice one. So we've got different winners in terms of dark horse. I think I'm actually gonna have.
I don't think I'm gonna have one.
I'm gonna go Nuno Borges as my dark horse. If he can beat Big Steve again.
I'll go Big Steve then.
Big Steve again, then he's gonna do it.
Go on then. I'm looking forward to see the result of that match. That's my highlight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Match. That's the match I want to watch as well. Is it on tomorrow?
I think it must be.
Hopefully, we won't be able to watch it at work time.
Yeah,
probably not because it's late, isn't it? In American timings for us.
All right. It's late right now for us anyway.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Wow. Anyway, thank you, everyone. It's been a bit of a long one. We didn't expect it to go on so long. There is our free draw previews on the men's. Go check out our WTA one in Doha in Qatar if you haven't already. Make sure, like the video, subscribe to Game to Love if you are new. We will hopefully bring some not draw previews. We'll bring some matches for some of these draw previews, which we've just covered. So join us for that. And maybe we'll do the odd podcast here and there. Me and Ben, both in England, both a little bit more free these next few weeks. So we'll be covering as and when we can. There's a lot to talk about in tennis, certainly. And I have a platform to be able to do it. So I'm going to just spout loads of the things I want to say.
Might sprout as well. Who knows? I'm excited. Yeah, let's get some podcasts under our belt. There's lots of topics to talk about. So many things going on, and we could talk for hours about it. So yeah, we'll schedule some of those in this week and make sure to join us for them.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Good luck in your brackets. You won't beat me, but you can try.
You'll probably beat me.
Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day.